Hi, everyone,
Hello.
and welcome back to another episode of
The vibes were off.
I'm Catherine,
And I'm Meg.
and thanks for coming back again today. I don't know if you've noticed, but look at the wall behind us.
Yeah, if you can see us.
Yes, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts now, they have videos.
Yeah.
So if you're watching on any of those platforms,
Hello.
we have some trinkets behind us.
We got some trinkets.
A little bit of knickknacks, as you will. And we have our sassy goose up here. We're a little sassy goose.
Sassy goose.
So,
it's our favorite. We love
let
it.
us know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
We got some feedback that you want to see some stuff behind us, and so we got some.
Which, yes, yeah. The white wall was not super fun to look at, so.
So yeah, let us know what your favorite piece is. We each have our own favorites. We'll see how it ends up.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's get into our story. It's kind of a rough one today.
You're like, let's not even talk. Let's
I'm sorry. We can talk.
No, let's go.
I'm Catherine.
You did say that, yes.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
did we? I don't think so. I do this every episode, just so you're aware. Welcome to the
Catherine,
chaos.
I'm Meg.
You have to know my name.
Yeah.
It's Catherine. We're doing our best. We have our coffee. Not sponsored by Dutch Brothers yet, but hopefully very soon we can, reach out to us.
Clink.
Cheers. Okay, so I do have a survival tale for you today, but unfortunately there is also a murder.
Okay.
So just...
Well, that's not that unusual.
Yeah. But,
for us.
So, my trigger warnings include kidnapping, rape, and severe child abuse.
Okay.
So...
I'm not judging you, but I feel like you have a lot of cases that have rape in them. And I'm curious what's drawing you.
I don't know. I haven't talked to my therapist in quite a while, so maybe it's that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to work through that in my next session.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, these stories deserve to be told. I'm doing
judgy.
People falling out of airplanes and bear attacks. And you're like, I have another rape one for you.
Another one.
Okay. Yes. Perfect. Sorry to derail you. Okay. I'm locked in.
Okay. So this is the story of Mary and Beth Stauffer.
Okay.
Have you heard of this one before? It was in 1980, so it's a little bit before your time.
I'm terrible with names.
Perfect.
But something might, the story might.
Okay.
Not trigger me. That's not the right word I want to use.
Trigger on memory.
A memory, yes. Because I do watch a lot of true crime, so it's possible.
All right. Let's get into it. So Mary Stauffer grabbed her head. A pounding wave of anxiety traveled down her body as she tried to open her eyes. But the bright light pointed right in her face made it difficult to make anything out. Do you know who I am now? A man's voice broke through the heavy air.
I don't like that.
No, she replied. What am I doing here? Please let me go. I've waited 15 years to get you here, Mrs. Stauffer.
No.
And I will never let you go.
Mm-mm. Nope.
So how did we get here? And what the heck is going on in this house?
Heck? I just put pause because I love the way that you tell stories because you're like an author and it feels like you're reading me a book that you wrote, and I really love that.
Oh, good. That is the goal, honestly. I want you to feel like you're in the story.
Mine are not always like that. I'm like, let me just tell you the facts and let's chit chat about it.
Right.
But I like the storytelling of yours. Okay, go on.
So let's figure out what the heck is going on. Today I want to tell you what happened on May 16th, 1980. But to do that, I have to start at the beginning.
Take me back.
So Mary had married Irving, or Irv Stauffer. Don't bring up the police again.
At the police station. So, okay. Mary married.
Her name is Mary, and she married Irving, or they called him Irv Stauffer, around the mid-1960s. They met at Bethel College in Arden Hills, Minnesota, where Mary was an undergrad student and Irv was in the seminary school.
Oh,
it's very
that's
adorable.
wholesome.
Mm-hmm. So Mary graduated in 1965 and began teaching at Alexander Ramsey High School in Roseville, Minnesota, while Irv finished up his seminary studies.
Studies?
It's the second
it left your
mouth. I was like, she's going to make fun of me. 100%.
For an author.
It was the compliment and then the slap across.
Also, I'm struggling over here. I have something in my eye.
Hold on, we can pause for a second.
No, I'm trying to power through.
Baby,
I'm
are you
good.
okay?
I think it's an eyelash. Yep. No, I'm good. You keep going.
We can't be on the struggle bus with our new set. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Jesus. Okay, so Irv is in seminary school. Okay.
Studying.
After Irv finished his studies, they would go on to do missionary work in the Philippines for a year before being called to serve in Polk, Nebraska for 5 years. Right after that, they went back to the Philippines for another 4 years before taking their 2-year break back in Minnesota.
Okay.
So they felt a great calling to travel and spread the good word.
Okay.
So along the way, they had 2 children. The oldest was a girl, Elizabeth, and their son, Steve, a few years later.
Aw.
Their lives centered around their religion, and they were dedicated to spreading the word of God above all else. In May of 1980, the Stauffer family, you made a noise.
I don't like the way you said above all else, because I was going to ask, is this like a wholesome, this is nice, like the balance of religion is nice, but
It's a little too early to victim shame. We'll get into it.
oh, okay. Dang.
I did throw that in there for
No,
You'll
no,
see.
it's like,
You'll see. You'll get it.
I'm like, are these the bad? I'm just trying to brace
They're
myself.
good
Like, I don't
people.
want to get attached to them.
No, they're
if they
good people.
turn out to be
They're good people, but to their detriment.
okay. Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting
Yep.
down.
So in May of 1980, the Stauffer family was once again preparing to leave the States and move to the Philippines to begin a 4-year missionary term. So this is another 4 years in the Philippines.
How old are their kids now? Do you know?
Well, now I don't know. They're older,
Young.
but they were 6 and 8. Oh,
Okay.
you mean now? Like,
Yeah,
in
like
the story.
in the story.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
girl, they're like adults.
No, because I'm trying to imagine like as a 8-year-old going
Yeah.
to the Philippines
The
for
6 and the 8-year-old.
yeah. Okay.
So their belongings were boxed up, ready to be sent to Mary's mother's house for safekeeping while they were away. One day, just a few weeks before they were set to leave, the Stauffers returned to their modest apartment, which, by the way, was loaned to them from their church. And they noticed the wooden handle on the outside of their sliding glass door looked as if it had been burned and someone had tried to enter their apartment.
Okay. First, this church got apartment money. You just got an apartment ready.
Well, it's like he's the pastor too, so like he gets somewhere to live.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay, and 2,
just an
who's,
apartment,
who's trying to like burn their way in to
A crazy person.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, most of the story doesn't make any
unless
sense.
you're trying to like burn the place down, then maybe. Clocking it.
Okay. I'm like, wait, what was I? Okay, so they called the police and made a report, but there was really nothing they could do about it, and they were leaving soon anyway, so they kind of just brushed it off.
Yeah.
They were like, this will be the next person's problem.
Okay.
That was until a few days later when they returned to their home and a screen had been pulled away from a window to their bedroom. So now we're escalating, and there's definite proof someone had been spying on the couple.
Yeah, and this is in the 80s. I was gonna say, why don't they just get
This
like,
is
some security
early 80s.
stuff? But maybe it's not
Right.
as easy to do that.
So they once again called the police and made a report, and the police promised to look into it, but it was very low priority.
Yeah.
They were like, we're not putting a bunch of people on this.
Well, nothing's gone. Nobody's been harmed.
Right.
So
It's a
unfortunately.
failed attempt to
Yeah.
get in. So everyone around them knew about the attempted break-ins, and PSA here, that's the exact right thing to do, everybody. If something sketchy is happening around you, make sure everybody knows about it.
Yeah,
Don't keep that inside and be like, no, that's weird. They told everybody.
that's good.
They were like, I don't know,
Keep your
somebody
head on a swivel.
Somebody's trying to break in. Beth even told her elementary school teacher for one of her, like, what's going on in your life class things. She's like, I don't know, somebody's trying to break into our house.
Keeps trying to break into my house.
Yeah. So everybody knew about it. The morning of May 16th, 1980, Mary took her 6-year-old son to kindergarten and then came back to grab Beth to take her to go get a haircut. You see, she would need the shorter hair in the hot humidity of the Philippines.
Oh yeah, and you also like if you're living maybe somewhere that doesn't have air conditioning or stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe you don't know how often you're gonna get to shower.
Yeah.
Chop it off.
You were chopping it off.
Yeah.
Yep. So after having an adorable, by the way, mother-daughter day at the salon, they left to go finish running some errands. So they left the salon right before 4:30 p.m. This timeline is very important in this story as well. and they walked to their car. A man approached them. He wore a thick brown leather jacket, which was very out of place in the summer. Even in Minnesota, it was very hot, and dark sunglasses.
Okay, I know the story. It clocked for me.
Dang, that was early. Okay,
Yes.
just pretend.
No, I know. I mean, you're probably going to tell me stuff that I don't know. Because what I know is from like a Lifetime movie.
Oh, that is where I found it.
Yes.
Because our own Allison Hannigan, our favorite redhead,
Yes.
played Mary in the movie.
Okay, perfect.
So Mary thought he might need some help or directions because she is a good person above all. Like, people do no wrong.
She's not expecting somebody to come out at broad daylight.
We're 4:30 p.m.
Right, in a parking lot to do you harm.
But he quickly pulled a gun from his waistband, pointed it at Beth's side, and told them to get in the car. He forced them into their 1973 green Ford LTD through the passenger seat. He then forced Mary into the driver's seat and told her to drive or he would kill them both. Mary complied and drove in the direction he pointed.
Right, because what else
Are you
going to do?
Nothing.
Yep.
He's got your baby. Like, I can see if it's just you and him, you might make a move, but he's got your baby.
Yeah.
So Mary tried to calm the man down as they drove, asking him if he needed anything or if there's anything that she could do to help him. She spoke to him about the Lord and tried to appeal to him to let them go. She offered up the car and any material goods she had if he would just let her and her daughter go.
That's a risky play there, because that could really backfire on you.
Yeah, she does this the entirety of her experience, ordeal. She talks to him a lot about the Lord and getting saved and if, that kind of thing.
You're not unredeemable.
Right.
You could, at any moment in time,
You could still.
change course here. Yeah.
Exactly. So the man became even more agitated. He didn't appreciate it. And he directed her to pull over down a deserted path. Not great.
No.
But Mary did so, and when they stopped, the kidnapper jumped into action. He tied both mother and daughter at the ankles and wrists and then put them in the trunk of their car. He slammed the hood down and got into the driver's seat. Mary recalls the man speeding and driving erratically, so she turned to her faith once again. Mary and Beth began praying out loud, asking for help and forgiveness.
Forgiveness for him?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. And I think maybe themselves too, because they were like, if we're going to die, we got to do our last
that makes sense.
ritual thing. But quickly after they started praying, the car came to a screeching halt.
He said,
We're 0 for 2.
up.
Yeah, we are 0 for 2 on the Lord. So the man stomped. She remembers him stomping to the trunk, flinging it open, and wrapping tape over both of their mouths.
Yeah. See, that's where I'm like,
He's not into it.
Maybe make it as easy on yourself as possible.
Right.
Right? Because now you're taped.
Now you're taped up.
Yeah.
Well, Beth's tape was particularly brutal. The tape was wrapped around her head many, many times, from the top of her nose to her chin.
That's not great.
That's not great for breathing.
Yep.
I tell you what. Thankfully, I guess you could say, though, the trunk was so hot and the pair were so sweaty that the tape slid off quickly and they were able to breathe and communicate with each other.
Oh, good. But hopefully quieter this time.
Be silent.
A little bit quieter this time.
Make your plans in the whisper, Mary instructed her daughter to try and escape from the rope around her hands. They were tied a little bit looser, and after a few tense moments, the rope loosened and she was free. Mary instructed her to then help untie her, but before that could happen, the car stopped once again, and the man appeared at the trunk, angry and silent. He had to have been hearing them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Like they're moving around too much.
They're doing too much.
Let me let me just check on them.
Right, exactly. So this time he took the spare tire off the car and threw it on top of Mary and Beth, so they had less room to move around.
That's rude.
Yeah, like dang.
Then that's definitely what it is. He was like, I'm hearing way too much. Yeah.
But then they were back on the road, and the car was bouncing around so violently that Mary became concerned that the full fuel tank might be punctured and the car would burst into flames. She said it was that rough.
That's a very specific fear.
I mean, what else do you got to pay attention to is what I'm saying.
I've ever been concerned a road was so rough that
but this just got burst into flames. Okay, so after what would turn out to be a total of 2 hours in the trunk,
Yikes.
just driving around, they made another stop. It was around 6:30 p.m., and the man opened the trunk to make sure his victims were still there, and this is when the story will take another tragic turn. You see, they stopped at a playground. While the kidnapper walked around the car, it's upsetting. My little throat got caught up. 2 little boys came closer to see what was going on. You know, children are naturally curious, and this guy skidded into a park and then ran to the trunk. They just wanted to see what was going on. They were like, "Ooh, something crazy's going on." Well, this is the 80s, girl.
I know.
So, trigger warning. If you don't want to hear about child abuse, just go away now. Meet us in about 15 minutes.
Oh, God. 15 minutes.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just being extra cautious.
Yeah.
So, 6-year-old Jason Wilkman approached the back of the car while his friend Timmy went to the front of the car to investigate. Jason only got out a whoa before he was picked up and thrown in the trunk with Mary and Beth. The kidnapper jumped into the driver's seat and sped off, but not before hitting a tree and some foliage. Before Timmy could process what had just happened, they were already gone.
Dang. I mean, at least he didn't hit Timmy.
Yeah.
Because that's where I thought you were going.
Yeah, no.
So.
Timmy's okay. Quickly, though, Timmy jumped into action and ran home screaming, "A man took Jason. A man took Jason." Can you imagine your kid running in the house and saying that to you?
No. But I'm also like, if there was just one parent present at the park.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not have stopped it, but.
Yeah. But don't worry. We have something adjacent to a parent.
Okay.
We do have a hero here. So he ran to his mother's house and through panicked breaths told his mother and her friend, Jason's mom, what had just happened. The women quickly jumped up and ran towards the playground, their screams alerting the entire neighborhood that one of their children was gone. Timmy's mom called 911, and within 4 minutes, there were police cars swarming the area. They set up roadblocks and called in every officer they had to assist in the search. Thankfully, there were a few other neighborhood kids that saw what happened, one of them being 11-year-old Kevin, who is our pseudo-parent here and the hero of the story.
An 11-year-old.
Yeah, he's 11. He was really the parent in the situation.
Aww. Go Kev.
He had a fascination with cars and was able to tell police when they asked him. He goes, "You're looking for an older green Ford, possibly an LTD, with a darker green vinyl top and a sanded spot on the driver's door."
That's very specific.
He's like, "I got it. What else do you need?" He was great.
Nice.
He also said the man was not tall, was dark complected, and had black hair and big sunglasses.
Okay.
So Kevin's like, "I got you everything."
Yeah.
Honestly, he did as much as an adult would have done.
Right. Yeah.
Or more. Yeah. Ask you what a car was.
No, I mean, I maybe would have been able to give you the color.
A green one?
Yeah. I mean, short of getting the license plate number, he did amazing.
Yeah. Did a very good job. Meanwhile, in the trunk, Mary was trying to comfort a crying Beth and now Jason. She told him that God was with them and he would protect them. She asked him his name and he replied Jason, and he told Mary that he was supposed to go visit his grandparents the next day. He was
That's
like,
what he's worried about.
Kidnapped. I got to go visit my grandparents.
Yeah. That's just he doesn't understand the gravity of the
6.
situation he's in. Yeah.
Mary reassured him that he would go and see them and that Beth was actually going to see her grandparents tomorrow too because they were supposed to leave.
What a sweet woman.
Yeah. She really kept him as calm as he could be, right? But after a few tense minutes, they felt the car drove. I'm really upset about it.
You're doing great, sweetie.
This sucks. And I'm like trying not to cry because I know what happens.
Okay. You're doing great.
Okay, I'm trying for y'all. Okay, so the car was driving over increasingly rough terrain, and Mary recalled it as feeling like they were driving into a swamp-like area, feeling the car sink a little bit and hearing tall grass hit the sides of the car.
Okay.
The kidnapper once again stopped the car and walked back to the trunk. He opened it up and grabbed Jason before slamming the lid on the mother and daughter. After a few minutes in silence, Mary and Beth felt the car lurch forward again, and they drove slowly out of the area.
Without him.
Yep, Jason's gone now.
For what reason?
He saw Mary and Beth in the trunk.
I know, but he's the one who pulled into this
Right.
parking lot.
He's a monster.
Okay, so he took Jason just because he had seen
saw.
what was in the truck. He didn't like go in there
No.
to take somebody else.
No. I think he heard Mary and Beth moving around, and he was like, oh shit, they're about to break out. And he stopped the first place he could, and there just happened to be kids there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just before 10 p.m., he parked Mary's car just a half of a mile from the playground Jason was taking from. And then now over 300 police officers.
That's wild.
And
that
no one saw him. They
was
know
so
exactly
close.
what car they're looking for.
Right.
He parked half a mile from the playground, and nobody saw him.
Nobody.
Nope.
That's wild.
Yep, so he had stashed his van there earlier in the day, and he had outfitted it to pick up Mary. He didn't realize he was going to be picking up Beth too, but he figured it out. So Mary and Beth were then blindfolded and walked one by one to one of those, I don't know what that noise was, sorry. Just like, anxiety. You know those like outside public bathrooms that you use when you're camping? Like the freestanding concrete block ones?
Yeah.
So he parked next to one of those and walked them one by one to use the bathroom because they've been in a trunk
Right.
since 4:30 to use the bathroom, and they were put into the van where Mary was forced into an appliance box, which I think is like a refrigerator cardboard box, and Beth was placed into the front and driven from the location.
Okay. So this wasn't like his house. This is just a predetermined location that he picked near a bathroom.
Yeah.
To do this transfer.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So they were driven around for a little while longer before arriving at a house where they were forced inside. They were instructed to get into a closet in one of the secondary bedrooms. The closet was cleared of any clothing and shelving. The only thing in the 4-foot by 21-inch space,
Very
4 foot,
tiny.
20 small, was a blanket on the floor and one pillow. When both of the women balked at the request, the man said, "Get in the closet, Mary."
So he knows her name.
He knows her name. She doesn't know who he is. Like, how scary is that?
Yeah.
Like, get in the closet, Mary. And you're like,
Okay.
okay, you know me now.
Yeah.
So this is something else.
Yeah. But also I'm like, you're saying no to the man who like took you at
Right.
gunpoint.
Yeah. Get
Come
in the
on.
closet. Now, there's a lot going outside of their new prison. Police officers were called in from everywhere they could get to find help Jason. The police chief even told everyone to cancel their vacation and come into work.
Okay.
No time off is approved.
But you couldn't find the car that was
Half a mile away.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure eventually they find it.
They do, but it takes a while. Back at the Stauffer house, Irv was growing increasingly frantic. He had made a call to police at 7:30 p.m. when Mary and Beth hadn't returned from the salon. Initially, the dispatcher told him that they were probably fine and more than likely just caught up in shopping and that they would be back soon.
That's pretty late.
Can you imagine?
They're just caught
out
up shopping. Yeah.
They wouldn't tell me. The dispatcher told him that there was a missing child and they really didn't have the resources to send an officer over for what was probably not an emergency.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's so awkward because they've crossed paths with the
Right, but they
missing
don't
child
know.
that they're all worried about.
But when his wife and daughter still hadn't returned by 9:30, he called them back. They told him roughly the same thing and asked him to call back in a few hours.
Like,
Sorry, we're still busy.
when is it gonna be enough? Like when they're
Right.
at midnight, 1?
So I was like, can you imagine? Because
when?
your baby's missing too now.
Right.
You have an 8-year-old that's gone.
Yeah.
And like they were like, well, she's with her mom, so she's fine.
Right. But no,
She wasn't.
They would be home by now. Yeah.
So Irv made a third call to police at 10:45 p.m. and he was like, you're going to get somebody over here now.
Yeah.
So he mentioned the 2 previous break-ins and said it might be related. The dispatcher then asked for his address, which coincidentally, was very close to the park Jason was abducted from.
Interesting.
So they sent 2 deputies right over.
Yeah. It's interesting that he drove for so long, but they were like basically in the
just
same
drive in
place.
like circles.
Okay.
So the deputies arrived and took a missing persons report for both Mary and Beth. And as they were going over the standard data, one of the officers asked what car they had last been seen driving.
Here they were going to connect the dots.
Irv told them about the green Ford LTD, and immediately one of the officers stepped outside to call in the connection to Jason's case, which I guess would be just like finding a payphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Irv continued to speak with the other officer. So they walked around the apartment, and what they discovered was a man-sized hole cut in the floor underneath the Stauffer's bed.
I'm sorry, what?
So they just a
No,
a man-sized hole underneath the bed.
Yeah. Okay.
So
How long had that been there?
unknown.
Okay.
We don't know. But they went to investigate, and they noticed it was an empty like storage area underneath that apartment. So they weren't on, I guess it would be like the first floor of apartments, but there's a storage area underneath that.
That I guess anybody could get into?
Yeah, and they noticed someone had been like using the space. So someone was spying on them in their bed. So when the officer returned to Irv, he asked them if he knew a Sandra or David Wilkman. He was like, nope, I don't know that. And they were like, okay, we'll follow up with you later. Later that night, while Irv tried to sleep, he was awoken by a breaking news story about the abduction of Jason Wilkman, and he put it together.
Oh, okay. They were asking, was that his parents?
Yes.
Okay.
They were asking if they knew his parents because they're like, well, how is this connected?
Yeah, there's
Like,
got to be
something's-
some connection here.
And there was not just random happenstance. So back in Mary and Beth's prison, Mary was drugged from her daughter and brought into the living room of the home. She was tied up to the couch, her hands above her head. The man who took her started talking. This is where an interrogation of sorts began. He set up lights and a video camera before speaking to her, and then he would ask her like really weird leading questions. And she said, I don't know how you know me. Have we met somewhere?
Weird.
The man became increasingly frustrated and angry that she didn't recognize him. And over the course of 3 hours of like this weird interrogation, he would go back and forth with her over her entire life, trying to lead her to the connection between them.
Ugh.
He was like, think, how do you know me? She's like, I don't know.
Why don't you just tell me?
Where were you?
And then we'll both know.
In the 60s. He like needed her to
connect.
recognize him.
Yeah.
And it took a long time.
But also so creepy that he knows like her whole life.
Her entire life.
I don't like that.
So she finally got to the 1 year of her life where she taught 9th grade algebra. And he said, yes, that's it. Now do you remember me? And she was like, 9th grade algebra?
No.
15 years ago?
Oh, gosh.
She said no.
Don't tell me it was a student of hers.
When she still couldn't place him, he asked her who she remembered from that year. Mary said she only remembered a few boys because they were bad students, and he was not one of those kids. So this pissed him off even more because he's like, oh, you remember other boys, but not me?
Oh, gosh.
So he kept digging. This went on for hours until he finally told her his name. It was Ming Sen Shu.
Okay.
Now let's talk about Ming and how we got here. Buckle up.
Yeah. I really want to know, like,
This
what
is crazy.
happened.
I just need you to, like, get ready to pick up the jaw because it's going to go wild.
Because I, even, like, from that movie, I don't remember why. So, tell me.
Yeah. So Ming was born October 15th, 1950 in Taiwan to Mei and Cheng Jian Shu. They called him Jim, by the way. Okay. So Mei and Jim, they were from China, and they were trying to escape the country to provide a better life for their son. They were both incredibly gifted. His father was a distinguished forestry scientist, and his mother was a mathematician.
Okay.
So, really smart people. They wanted to extend their family. Is that the right word? Expand their family. There it is. We found it. But that was only if they were able to escape to the United States. They did not want to have any more kids in Taiwan.
Well, how many did they have?
Just Ming.
Oh,
Just
okay.
one.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
they probably couldn't.
Yeah. Oh, is that one child policy?
I mean, I don't know if that extended to Taiwan, because China and Taiwan are not the same thing.
Yeah. No, they were born in China. The parents.
Okay. So, oh, maybe.
Maybe. But they did escape in the late 1950s, when Jim was recruited. I am going through it
You
today.
are doing great.
Jim was recruited to work at the University of Minnesota as a professor, and his mother was also offered a position as a mathematician.
Nice.
They moved and had 2 other sons, Charles and Ron.
Oh.
Sadly, though, Jim died just 3 years later, and sticking with traditional Chinese culture, he had told Ming that he was now the man of the house and he was in charge.
Oh. So they like know he was going to pass away or what?
Yeah, I think he had cancer.
Okay.
I think that's what I read. It was something Ming would take generous liberties with.
Okay.
He was a preteen. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's it. I'm the man now. The family was financially secure, but that didn't stop him from getting a paper route as a preteen to help contribute to the family.
Yeah, well, he's the man of the house. He's got to bring something in.
Bring in the money for the bills.
Yeah.
Yep. He would also treat his brothers like they were his servants.
I don't like that.
Womp womp. Yeah.
Did your dad do that to you?
No.
I don't. Yeah. It
No,
doesn't
Jim
sound
was a
like
good
it.
guy.
Yeah.
He forced them to meet him at the door after school and carry his books to his bedroom.
Okay. So we're just on a power trip.
Yeah.
Got it.
They were forced to take off his shoes and socks and make him food, especially his favorite soup, which had to have the exact right number of crackers or he would make them redo it.
So is the mom just not stepping in here?
Right.
Is she like so overcome with grief that she's just
something, because she's just
this
letting it happen.
And also, there's 2 of you and 1 of him.
Right.
Why-
They were younger, but
Why are we going along with this?
it's time to team up, friends. And they also were forced to bring him milk to watch TV.
Okay.
Well, he sat in his recliner.
Because he's a child. He wants milk to drink.
Yes. But he only got worse, obviously. In his teen years, he was caught starting fires at apartment buildings.
Okay. Pyro.
Yeah. It was along his paper route, and he frequently threw rocks at bypassing cars. He was arrested, though, in order to attend psychotherapy, but no positive results was seen. Due to a miscommunication, which is a nice word, the parole officer and the psychiatrist didn't like each other, so they just didn't talk to each other.
Oh, okay.
So Ming was released from probation, and there was no follow-up taken.
Okay. I mean, I guess you might have bigger, things
Bigger
going
fish to
on.
fry.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the 14-year-old pyro guys. Might want to keep a track
Red
of that
flag.
one. Yeah. It was trigger warning. It was also around this time, just all the trigger warnings, where a disturbing new habit developed. Ming's mother caught him in her bed one night, under her covers, with a flashlight. He had cut a hole in her pajamas and was inspecting her vagina.
Oh, so she was asleep
Correct.
in the bed. Mm-hmm. And he came
And he crawled up underneath the blankets,
creepily.
cut a hole with a flashlight, and was inspecting things.
I don't want to picture it.
14. This is your 14-year-old son. Don't feel too bad for her because she enabled this behavior.
I mean, did things get better after? Okay, perfect.
So it was after this incident that she said her son was, quote, like a dog and had no feelings, unquote.
Okay. So
Ridiculous.
not a great thing to say about your son, but also
Yeah, we'll ignore it.
we're just breezing past it. Like, yeah, he's a weirdo.
Yeah. So even through this disturbing new behavior, she refused to get him additional help. After all, he was thriving in school. Ming,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ming was an average student in 9th and 10th grade, but for his junior and senior year, he locked in.
Okay.
He got all A's. He was on the baseball and football teams, and though he was not popular, he was voted most likely to succeed.
Wow. That's interesting that he's starting to like act out in different ways and kind of get a little weirder.
Yeah.
But also be doing better in school. Like
Right.
usually when
It's a
one goes
downhill.
exactly, yeah. That's interesting.
So he ended his high school career being the valedictorian of his class of over 500 students.
Okay. Well, I don't even want to say anything nice about him though, so I'm like,
No, not at all. It's nothing.
that's not that impressive. Ugh.
Loser. He attended the University of Minnesota, where he was just an average student the first year, and he actually dropped out in year 2 when he failed a math test.
Just
One math
one.
test he failed, and he was like, fuck it. and left.
Okay. That seems like an overreaction.
Right. And this is where things really start to spiral.
Yeah.
This is where you see the traditional crash and burn.
Yeah. Because what is he going to do with his life now?
He figures it out. As an adult, he developed an obsession with Mary Stauffer, and he decided they belonged together. He had a type, and she was it. He preferred homemakers of old and chaste women, and Mary fit that mold.
Okay. So he met her
Ninth grade.
in ninth grade in his math class and then just held on to this obsession of her. Okay.
Yep.
But never. I'm
Well,
wondering
he-
when the first incident is.
You'll see.
Okay.
So he would spend years silently pining over her and writing over 1,200 pages of erotica featuring her and their life together.
Okay.
It's so much.
And I'm sure somebody had to read all that. And I just, I'm so
bless him.
sorry.
Yeah. So he dreamt of him taking her away from her husband, who can never sexually satisfy her, and give her the life that he always yearned for. Then he would...
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, you're going to judge this. He wrote often about filling her up with many, many babies.
Okay. Yeah.
Gross. I know that's disgusting, but stay with me here. There came a time where writing about her was no longer enough for him, and he needed to be around her. So he's escalating, as stalkers do.
Mm-hmm. But this is like after he's dropped out of college now.
Yeah, now he's dropped out of college. Okay. I think that's when it kind of happened, when he was like, this isn't doing it for me anymore, and he had an excuse to drop out.
Okay. But he knows where she is.
Oh,
he's kept tabs on her.
He has kept a close track of her.
Okay.
So for years, he would follow her around. He would be behind her in church, leaning forward to brush her hair and smell her as her husband gave the day's sermon and her children sat beside her. He would be behind her in the grocery store, picking up all of the items she got so that he would be prepared for her when she came to him. Can you imagine? Someone just like, oh, she got the Ritz crackers. Let me get some of those. And then like having his house ready for years, he did this. Just in case she was like, oh, Ming, it's time.
Right. Because in his mind, he thinks that she knows who he is.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of time before she
Until she's ready to leave
realizes
her husband.
she's in love with him. But my thing is, this is why it's so important, again, to keep your head on a swivel.
Situational awareness,
Like,
people.
did you not ever notice that this man was lurking behind you for years?
Yeah.
That's wild.
And it was 15 years before he kidnapped her, on and off.
Wild.
Because she would leave the country.
Right.
So he followed her around as she ran her daily errands, always just staying one car behind her. He would actually use this knowledge during the kidnapping as he got Mary and Beth's favorite foods and toys for them, for Beth. Disturbingly, in 1975, this is 5 years before the kidnapping, Ming broke into the Stauffer's house and forced the couple inside to the floor. He then tied them up and threatened to kill them if Mary didn't come with him. There was only one problem. This was the house of the senior Stauffers. He had gotten the address wrong.
Oh.
Mary was off on a mission, and he had missed his chance to get her because it was Herb's parents' house. And he was like, where's Mary? And they were like, Philippines.
So,
Yeah.
did they never hear about that incident?
So he threatened to come back and kill both of them if they reported his break-in to the police, and they took him seriously, never reporting the assault. They said, you got it. We won't say a single word.
You're not even going to tell her, though?
No. They didn't tell anybody.
That.
This is
Put him in jail.
ridiculous.
Put him in jail.
Well, they were just
now.
like, well, he didn't do anything except for tie us up at gunpoint and threaten our lives. But other than that, we were fine.
You didn't think that Mary and Irv deserved to just, heads up, this happened.
Yeah. No. They actually didn't even think about it until she got kidnapped. And they were like, I bet it has to do with that guy that tied us up. And then they told the FBI.
No.
So
Honestly, of everything you said, that pisses me off more than anything.
I'm so sorry.
His own family, their own family.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get loud.
Ming resumed his daily stalking, though, when the family moved back a year later. But he followed her around for years, and when Irv announced during a Sunday morning meeting that they were leaving on mission again, he knew he had to act.
Yeah.
He couldn't wait another 4 years.
Right.
So he talks about this being an incontrollable need to grab her. And he said he almost did that in the church, but he knew he had a plan. Yeah.
I wish he would have.
Which is going to come back when we come to the insanity defense. Because if you were insane, as you claimed, you would have grabbed her there.
Right.
Because you couldn't have controlled yourself.
Right. Because that's the whole thing, right? It's like, I wasn't able to control myself.
Right. But you went home and made a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that leads us back to the house where Mary is being assaulted. It was his mother's home, and his mom had remarried and moved to Virginia, taking his youngest brother with her. But Ming's older brother still lived in the home while he attended college. So there was a brother in this house.
Okay.
But he lived in the basement, and Ming had made sure to soundproof the closet so they wouldn't be discovered. But there was another person in this house.
And he took her into the living room.
Yep. Well, he would be out. The brother would be at school.
Oh, okay.
Or out.
He would wait till But still, you got to be super oblivious to not.
Well, there's more to the story.
Yeah.
So his brother would later go on to testify that he had no idea there was a woman and child in their home, and that he sent his deepest regrets to the Stauffer family.
Yeah, you should feel like shit.
As you should. Also, for what it's worth, the younger brother hated Ming, and the feeling was mutual.
Yeah.
Ming resented that his brothers were born in America and had American names. That's the thing he clung to.
Weird. You could change your name.
100%. Go for it.
You want.
Yep. You're the man of the house. Change your name.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
One particularly weird incident between them came when Ming had decided his brother Ron had been taking too long of showers. So when Ron was like, think for yourself, bro. Like, I'm going to take showers. Ming stuffed garbage into the drain that made the shower unusable.
Okay.
So he was just like, you're not going to use the shower anymore.
And you either?
Well, that's the basement shower. There's still a
okay.
shower upstairs. Not that he showered regularly. This guy was gross.
Okay. Yeah. I hate that.
But when Ron confronted him, their words turned into a fist fight, and Ming tried to kill him.
Why didn't he move out?
Good question. I don't know. Okay, so back with Mary, as the night went on, she was told she was there because in a 9th grade class, she had given Ming a B- on one of his tests. That's why he said he had taken her.
Be so for real.
Oh, it gets crazy. So getting that B- had caused him to lose a scholarship, and he couldn't attend college without that money, so he lost his chance to go to college.
So he's just lying to her.
As a direct result of that, he was drafted into the Vietnam War and was captured as a prisoner of war.
Okay.
None of this is true.
Right.
No, he just went full off the deep end.
Yeah.
He's created a story in his head, and he's like, this is your fault.
Right.
So he had to get his revenge. He actually had a 3-step plan. Number 1, find her.
Done.
Check. 2, get revenge on her by hurting her. Check.
Okay.
I guess. And number 3, well, that depended on her. None of it makes sense. You're looking at me like there's more. There's not. That's it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check.
But 3's not even really solidified here.
I think it was murder her and Beth or live with them as a family.
Right. The choice is yours.
So after hours of interrogation, Ming moved towards her and removed all of her clothing. Yeah.
Yeah, here it comes.
Gross. Mary begged him not to hurt her, and she said that God wouldn't be happy with her if he assaulted her, but he did it anyway and recorded it all.
Yeah, I don't think he cares.
No, he does not give 2 shits. Not at all. So this cycle would go on for over a week.
Oh, God. Every day?
Every day. Mary would be taken from the closet, interrogated, and raped. Ming became increasingly frustrated that Mary wasn't falling in love with him. Like, what happened to his plan?
Right.
She was supposed to just swoon at his feet from his sexual prowess and fall in love with him.
Yeah.
But Mary wouldn't budge. Every time he asked for affection, she would reject him and tell him that her faith wouldn't allow her to be with him like that. She was married to Irv, and she took her vows to the Lord seriously.
Okay. I totally get you. Fair enough. But maybe stop doing that, because I feel like you're just putting a target on Irv's back. Because now, in his crazy mind, I'm trying to, get there.
The psychology on it.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, then I'm just going to go take Irv out, and then it's not a problem anymore.
Yeah, but he didn't, don't worry. Irv
Okay,
is fine.
He's stupid.
Irv is great. Yeah, no, he was so lasered in on Mary.
Right.
He had no time for anything else. One night, Beth asked while they were in the closet, quote, "Do you think an angel will let us out of this closet and let us go home again?" Just so sad.
Sweet baby.
I know.
Well, and she never gets to leave the closet.
No.
So I'm sure that's really affecting her.
Yeah. Mary told her daughter that they were in the Lord's hands now, and whatever happened, they would be saved. Around day 20,
Okay.
we're up to 20 now. Ming snapped when Mary refused to be affectionate with him. He screamed at her, quote, "Have you ever watched someone you love die by suffocation?"
No.
Mary said no.
Yeah.
And he said, quote, "You're going to watch your daughter die by suffocation," end quote. He got a very large plastic bag and ran to the closet. He wrapped the bag around Beth's entire body and tied it around her feet. He then held Mary back and told her, quote, "It takes about 4 to 5 minutes. You'll gradually breathe up all the oxygen in the bag. The bag will contract around her face. She'll lose consciousness and die," and made her watch. Which, when I first heard this, I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. This is not the first time he's suffocated somebody.
Well, no, it doesn't sound like it.
He's definitely done this before.
Right.
Can we go back to Jim? Do we know what actually happened to Jim?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
Ugh. Okay.
But during this time, the entire time he did this, he told her she could stop this if she just kissed him.
Do it. I'm sorry, but do it.
This is the part where I was like, this is going to piss you off. She wouldn't do it. She would not break her vows to the Lord.
The Lord will forgive you. Don't you talk about that all the time? You keep
Forgiveness,
telling him
girl.
you'll be
Forgiveness.
forgiven.
Yeah.
I think he would forgive you.
So this is, you got to imagine, this is like a full, like the plastic bag is over her full body. So she can see them. She can talk. Beth can talk to them. So Beth asked her mom, she said,
Please.
"What's happening?" And Mary said to her daughter, "He wants me to sin." To which Beth replied, "Please, mommy, don't sin."
Yeah, I don't think she's aware.
She doesn't understand that
she's
it's
about
sin
to-
or die.
Right.
Right. But like, what a crazy thing to tell your daughter. He wants me to sin. We're not victim blaming. But
No.
how about we sin?
No, yeah. No,
Sin.
we're not. And like, I think that there has to be a limit
Yeah.
on like what you would allow to happen to you or your family.
Well, it's like, have you seen that YouTube video that they're asking, like, would you kill for your kid?
Yes.
And a lot of the parents are like, I don't know. I don't know if I could. No, I wouldn't. I'm like, what are you talking about? In a heartbeat, I'd kill for my kids.
Well, and I think
if it was them or the person,
yeah.
yes.
And you cannot live your life this like black and white way.
Right.
Especially in religion. Like you cannot be like, there was no line that I will cross into sin. Because that's just not, we're human.
Right.
And for you to think that you are so flawless that you'll never sin.
That's the whole point.
That's right. I'm like, I'm questioning you now.
Yeah.
And like the way that you interpret the Bible, because for you to be willing to watch your daughter die, that's wild to me.
Watch her suffocate.
Wild.
So she watched her for a few minutes thinking about it, like going back and forth. And then finally, when the bag started closing in around Beth's head, she went over to Ming and kissed him on the cheek. He was like, not good enough.
No.
and she looked at her daughter, now covered in sweat, and the bag inching closer to her face, and made the decision to press a peck to Ming's lips.
It's like, what annoys me is that, like,
watching your daughter suffocate, and you're like, oh.
it sounds like she is suffering just as much as her daughter in this moment.
Yeah.
And these two things are not the same.
Yeah. So, but thankfully, this seemed to be enough for him, and he let Mary take the bag off of Beth. They were then allowed to go to the bathroom and clean up because she had wet herself and was sweating. She was covered in sweat. It was terrible, but they were allowed to take one of only a couple of showers they were allowed to take the entire time they were in captivity. On day 23, Ming came home from work. Oh, yeah.
So that all happens, and then he's like, okay, go back in the closet.
Yes.
I don't want anything else from you.
Well, no, he raped Mary.
Oh, well, I'm
But
sure.
he needed her to be more affectionate. He was like, you need to start moving. You need to kiss me. And she was like, no, I don't want to do that.
Also, you make a good point. Like, we're on day 20.
Yeah.
He's already raped you multiple times. So you've already, I mean, it was against your will, but like the sin here, it's already happened.
Right.
So for you to take such a hard stance there. Okay. Anyways.
Not even a peck on the lips.
I'm going to get over it, but.
Yeah. Watched her daughter suffocate.
Yeah.
For probably 4 minutes. She was like close there at the end.
Okay.
I know. It's gross. So let me tell you about Ming's job.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So
can I guess?
Yes, I would love for you to guess.
Well,
remember, he has 2 people. He's stalking full time.
Right.
He has 2 people now in his closet.
Mm-hmm. He's got to do something where he doesn't interact with people much, and he can kind of come and go as he pleases. You know what? I'm thinking of Red Dragon, and I'm like, he like develops film or something.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
You're not too far off. So not only did he keep a full-time job, but he was the owner of a very successful electronics shop.
Okay.
That was at the time valued at over $250,000.
Wow.
He was successful.
Yeah.
He had money. Like, what?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. No.
When you're crazy.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah.
But how do you keep a full-time job like that and manage people?
I'm sure he wasn't doing a great job at
Could have
it.
been amazing. Nobody at work or otherwise suspected anything was wrong. In fact, his coworkers said that even though he was quiet and admittedly didn't take the best care of his hygiene, he was happier than they had ever seen him.
Right, because he got the girl.
Right. Yeah, they're having a family.
Ugh.
He returned home with a Winnebago RV.
Yeah.
A Winnebago.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes. And he told Mary and Beth that they were traveling to Chicago for a work trip. So taking the family on a little road trip.
That's bold.
Yeah. Well, he is nothing if not bold. So incredibly, during this time, Ming was being actively recruited by various tech firms and colleges. So he was headed to a conference and job fair just to see what his options were.
Interesting.
People wanted him on their team.
Okay.
He's smart.
Yeah.
So smart. He had a genius level IQ.
Yeah.
But crazy. So he had retrofitted the RV with anchors so that he could chain Mary and Beth up. He sealed all of the windows so they couldn't ask for help on the way. Interestingly enough, Ming asked Mary, this is going to piss you off too. There's a couple times this happens, and I'll talk to you about it in a little bit. But he was like, hey, what would you do if someone saw you while we were on our road trip? And she said, quote, scream and tell them I'm kidnapped, unquote. He reportedly laughed and said, that's what I thought, before reinforcing the trailer.
Do you want to get out?
I don't know.
Do you want?
She can't lie.
Shut your mouth right now.
It's a sin, Meg.
Oh my God. I am religious. Mm-hmm. Okay. I go to church.
Yeah. A girl's gonna lie, you know?
You do what you have to do to save your daughter. Forget about you, right? Like, this is that thing of like, I would lay down my life for you, right? So like, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do.
Seriously.
And guess what? I can ask the Lord for forgiveness
Lying
later.
seems like a real easy lift.
Real
You could
easy.
lie real quick.
And I don't know this woman, but I cannot believe that you've gone your entire life and you've never sinned.
Lied.
You've never sinned
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Because that's what your life had to have been for you to not be able to sin in this moment.
Yeah. I think about that, but I'm also thinking that maybe she was just like, this was her stance that she could take. Like, she couldn't control her kidnapping, but she could control how she acted during the kidnapping.
Maybe. And
Yeah.
maybe. But like for me, it doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
to not go along
Yeah.
with it and say whatever you have to get out of the situation.
Yeah. There was actually, I didn't tell you about it before, but I just remembered in the very beginning when they were kidnapped, Mary had found a dry cleaning receipt in the closet. And so she memorized the address and she had Beth memorize the address.
Oh, wow.
So she said, if either one of us get out, you run to the police and tell them this is exactly where we are.
Yeah.
She said, okay. And so Ming was talking because he didn't want Beth there. He was like, okay, if I get rid of her, if I, drop her off somewhere, is she going to go run and tell the police where I am?
Don't.
And Mary was like, yeah, she's going to go straight to the police.
And she knows
And
the
she
address.
knows where you live. And so he was like, oh, well, I can't get rid of her now. So I guess y'all just stay in the closet.
I don't want to talk
We're not victim shaming.
bad about anybody, but either you've got to be so dumb that you don't realize what you're doing,
Right.
or so pious
Yeah.
that either both are stupid to me.
It doesn't make sense because, get your daughter out.
Right.
And I would get her out even if she doesn't know where we are. Drop her off in the middle of, an intersection somewhere. I don't care. Just get her out of here.
Right.
And if she can't tell anybody where we are, fine. Whatever.
Right. But also, you could just not say anything.
Right.
You don't have to lie, but you, don't have to tell him everything.
Mm-hmm. She was very honest with him.
Okay. That's fine. I'm sure in her mind she thought, eventually I'm going to convince him that the error of his ways,
Right.
and he's going to repent and let us go.
Yep. So, They stayed in the trailer the entire trip to Chicago and were never left alone for long. Remarkably, though, during one of the conference days, Beth was able to slip a bit of the window down and call for help to a group of teenagers at a park.
I don't have much faith that this is going to...
They told her to stop making up stories and then left the area.
Yeah. I mean, maybe tell somebody, because that's a weird thing to happen.
Right.
Just in case.
Just in case. But they're teenagers. But still, damn. That's tough.
It's a weird, that's a weird thing. But also, you can do that even though you've probably told him, I won't do anything.
Right.
And you did
could do
that.
that.
So.
Yeah. Well, Beth did that. I don't know if Mary even knew she did that.
Yeah. Well, Beth is like, I don't care. I want to go home.
Go. So it was by now that they were all, for all intents and purposes, playing house. Mary cooked and cleaned the home in the RV and tried her best to teach Mary some of the Bible lessons and did whatever Ming asked of her. He would assault her every night, but because of that, they were allowed to be in the room instead of the closet. So they're earning a little bit of freedom.
Oh,
now.
they're back at home.
Yeah, they're back at home.
Okay.
But when they were on their trip, Mary cooked for them, cleaned the RV.
Yeah.
She cleaned the house. And it's actually funny because the brother, when he was testifying, he was like, yeah, the kitchen was clean, which was weird. But I just figured he hired a housekeeper or something.
Again, just so oblivious.
Context clues, friend.
No.
Yeah. On day 53 of their kidnapping, 5-3, that's almost 2 months. Ming, before he left to work, told Mary that he had spoken to the RV company and he was able to rent the RV for a year. And he actually got the first 6 weeks free. So they were going to have to leave the house.
Yay, going on a year-long road trip.
Right. So she was like, okay, it's like now or never. So as they waited for Ming to come home from work, Mary started inspecting the door that they were chained to. So the mom and daughter were chained at their waist to each other. And there was like a long bicycle lock thrown over the door, if that makes sense. So they were chained to the door and then to each other.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, see. Oh, we have a door here. Can you see?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Some like the hinges.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So she started looking and she noticed that the hinge pin on the door looked to be loose. She said as though God had directed her to it.
Okay. This is great. We're heading in a good direction.
Love it.
But you literally never looked before this. I'm wondering like if she just kind of went into almost like a psychosis. Yeah. And like this is just my life now, but the threat of being on the road for a year was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm kidnapped.
Yeah.
Let's try to get out of here.
So she remembered from when her dad worked on their home how to take the hinge pin out. And when she tried to move it, she said it was like it was covered in oil. It just like popped right out. So they were free.
Okay. I want to be happy.
They're free, girl. They're free.
Well, free of
53 days.
of the door.
Of the door, yep.
They're not out of the house yet.
So Mary and Beth had to leave the room to get to the phone, but Beth didn't budge. Beth was scared to death.
Yeah, I'm sure in her mind she's like, he's gonna walk in any second.
Any second.
And we're gonna go back in the closet.
Right. Or get
he's
killed.
he's gonna put me in a bag again.
Yep. Mary knew they had to move, though, so she knelt down, slapped Beth across the face, and drug her out of the room.
I'm pretty sure that's a sin.
No, not to the kid. You have to honor the mother and the father, but you can hit the kid. It's fine.
No, I don't think. Okay, continue.
Just to get her out of it.
Yeah.
So Mary reached the phone because there was a phone in the house in the kitchen.
Okay.
The whole time.
I kind of wish Beth at some point would have been like, Mom, wake up.
So she called the police and she said, quote, "This is Mary Stauffer, the Arden Hills kidnap victim, and I'd like someone to come get us."
Okay, continue.
Great. Please come get us. It's so sweet. She's just like, "Can you please come get us? We're over here." And she used the address she remembered. Mm-hmm. The dispatcher told them to stay in the home and find somewhere to hide, but she said no thanks and ran out of the house.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Because it feels like that would be a real hostage situation.
Yeah. No, she was like, bye.
Like, I'll take my chances outside.
So
but also, this man, really, for all the planning and effort he put in, you didn't want to, like, a secondary security system just in case they got out of that one tiny
The bike lock. It was a bike lock.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't want to.
No.
Okay.
Well, at this point, I think he really thought she was falling in love with him.
Right.
So they hid behind an old car on the street and prayed the police would arrive before Ming did.
That's not far enough.
No, just
Run.
Keep out.
Run further.
They were right next to the
somewhere house. That if he did show up before the police, maybe he won't find you immediately.
We're not victim shaming here. But thankfully, the police were there very quickly and rescued them.
Oh, good. Okay.
Still chained together, though. They were brought immediately to the police station to reunite with Irv and Steve.
Maybe to the hospital.
Well, after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
After they got their hugs for the family, detectives pushed in and asked Mary if Jason was with them.
Oh, no.
Mary said, "No, didn't you find him?" And then multiple people in the police station burst into tears.
Yeah.
They were like, "Where's Jason?"
I'm going to cry right now. Because the happiness.
Forgot about Jason.
I didn't forget about him. But yes.
Yeah.
And like that family.
They were just waiting.
Heard about them finding them. Mm-hmm. And so they're probably like, we're going to get Jason back.
Yeah. It was a really sad story. They dispatched the police chaplain to go tell the family that they're like, "We found Mary and Beth. Like, they're okay." But Jason wasn't with them.
Yeah.
So at that point, they knew.
Was she able to at least like kind of tell them maybe where he was?
No, she had no idea because they were driving around for hours. She had no clue.
Oh.
So officers were sent to Ming's electronics store where he was arrested with no resistance. As he was being walked into the police station, I'm sorry, this whole thing is going to piss you off. I had so much rage because this is the FBI, by the way, took over because they were transported across state lines. Okay. So this is a federal case. And the lack of professionalism or just common sense of the FBI in 1980 in this particular case only, hopefully, is exhausting. So Ming was being brought in as Mary was being taken away, and they ran into each other, and he screamed at her, "Why did you leave?" over and over until he was forcibly drug inside.
Okay. Yeah.
So why are we crossing paths here?
What
are we doing?
Weren't communicating with each other.
No, they weren't.
Yeah.
The interrogation began with the officers asking about Jason. Ming said that he had just released the boy into the woods and he didn't hurt him. He was fine, probably just lost. And he refused to give any more details.
No,
He's
sir.
like, I just released him into the ether.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's probably just lost.
Because why would you take him in the first place if you were just going to drive for a little bit and then let him go?
Yeah. As the interrogation continued, they learned that Mary and Beth were taken across state lines, so this was a federal case, and the FBI would be taking over.
We already knew that. You already told me this.
Damn, girl. Just in case.
Okay.
Ming was charged with kidnapping and rape and was awaiting trial when he bribed another inmate named Richard Green. He offered Green $50,000 to kill Mary and Beth so they couldn't testify against him.
Sir, that's your lady.
Right. Well, he was
now you're done with her?
No prison time, though, girl.
Okay. That's more important.
So Green agreed, and he was released shortly after.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This is so wild. Ming sent him a check for $1,000, which he turned around and bought a car with, and then ghosted Ming.
Okay. So he was like, you know what? It's really not worth going back to prison for, but I will take whatever money you're willing to give me.
But Ming was relentless and called him so many times every day, he finally got pissed off and turned him into the FBI.
Okay.
You see, Green just wanted to steal Ming's money, not actually kill anyone.
Right.
So he was so annoying. He was like, Jesus, I'm going to the FBI, I guess.
I didn't want to rat on you, but you're annoying as hell.
So annoying.
But also, are they not like screening their calls?
And not in 1980, I guess.
Okay.
Of note, he was allowed to keep the car after he participated in the investigation for murder for hire. They were like, yeah, fair and square. You earned it. During the first trial, because there were two, his defense attorney, who was the best mommy's money could buy, went with the insanity defense.
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second there to figure out why there were two trials.
Yeah, one was for
Jason.
Mary and Beth. The other one was for Jason.
I know. I keep
Don't forget about Jason. Dang.
Okay. I'm okay.
So they went with the insanity defense.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. He's obviously crazy.
Yes. But you planned it.
Right. That doesn't, being mentally ill doesn't get you off the hook.
Right.
Entirely.
As I said, the premeditation of it all pretty much threw your defense out.
Yeah.
When it was Mary's turn to testify, she didn't get out much before Ming jumped across the table and tried to attack her.
I was thinking like she was just going to be like, it's a sin to talk bad about people.
Oh, no.
I'm not victim shaming.
No, girl. No. He tried to go get her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ming, baby. What are we doing?
He was screaming at her and begging to know why she left him. Federal prosecutor Tom Berg had to tackle Ming and wrestle him down to the ground to stop him.
Why is he not like cuffed to a table in the first place?
These are great questions.
Especially when like the person,
victim is here.
Right.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Oh, God.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But the trial went on and he was sentenced to life in prison.
There's not a...
Why are you doing your little tippy tappies?
Yay.
Put your tippy tappies away.
Okay. Why do you always do this to me?
Because this was a federal crime, the federal statutes made him automatically eligible for parole in 10 years, and he was guaranteed a maximum of 30 years under the law.
Okay. Well, but we got Jason's trial.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But by the time the first trial was over, they were ready to try him for the murder of Jason Wilkman.
Yes.
They made an offer to Ming and promised a more lenient sentence if he would tell law enforcement where Jason was. Ming eventually agreed and told the detectives where to look. After an exhaustive search, the skeletal remains of 6-year-old Jason was found where Ming said he was, face down in the grassy area, a crack in his skull.
But honestly, gotcha.
Right.
Because weren't you saying you didn't do it?
Yeah. Well, I think it was first-degree murder was taken off the table.
Okay.
Because he didn't plan this one. This was kind of like a spur of the moment.
Yeah. No,
murder.
I would agree with that.
Later testimony from Beth revealed that she had seen Ming grab a bent metal bar when Jason was taken out of the trunk. So investigators believe Ming beat him to death with a tire iron. He was 6 years old. Yep, it's so crazy. During this trial, Mary once again bravely testified against Ming. But once again during her testimony, though I'm not sure how they could be this reckless, Ming lunged at Mary.
Again?
Because we're still not tied down, everybody.
Okay.
Let him free. Let him free.
They're like, surely he wouldn't do it twice.
He promised he wouldn't do it again, okay? He's fine. But this time, no one was quick enough to stop him. He caught her and put her in a chokehold with him behind her. Then he went in his prison wallet and grabbed a knife he had fashioned in prison and smuggled into the courtroom and said he would kill her and anyone else if they tried to stop him, and that he, quote, just wanted to have her one more time.
I'm deceased.
In
I'm gonna
a
lay.
federal courtroom,
I'm gonna lay down. I
he
need a nap.
has a knife in her throat. She's gone. She's done. It's not even over. Come back. It's not even over.
Are there just no police in this?
Oh, I mean, they're everywhere. But they didn't want to, nobody wanted to do anything. Okay. An officer who was outside of the courtroom and heard this happening ran in and tackled Ming.
But nobody else in the courtroom.
Nobody in the courtroom did anything.
Well, maybe because they had seen where he took his weapon out of, and they were like, nah.
The prison.
They were like, you know what?
Nah. Not today. Sorry, Mary. Jesus Christ.
That's not funny.
It's not. It's a failure.
Yeah.
This is federal prison, too. This isn't just like a rinky-dinky district court.
Yeah. No, and I'm sure nobody got in trouble.
Right.
Except for me, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, she could have died.
Okay, well, we're not done.
I don't like you.
You don't have a choice, girly pop.
Okay.
Okay, so when an officer tackled him, Ming sliced Mary's face from right below her lip to just underneath her ear. She said, quote, the knife must have been very sharp. I didn't feel pain at first, just the heat and wetness of the blood. She was rushed to the hospital where she received 62 stitches.
I'm suing.
Right?
Yeah, everybody. Everybody
So
in that.
You. Everybody.
Yeah, see ya in court, judge.
Can you imagine? Like, what? How? And he's done it before. And y'all still didn't, like, tie his ankles together or something?
No, for real, though. Did she sue for negligence?
She did not. No, she did not.
She just forgave him.
Amen.
It's not funny.
It's not. You know, it's sad.
Oh, God.
But shortly after that, because the jury saw this, and they were like,
right,
you guilty. You real guilty.
You know what? You real
Yeah.
guilty.
He was sentenced to 40 years, but to be served concurrently with his previous kidnapping and rape charge.
Not consecutively.
No, same time. Why would we give him 70 years? Let's just 40. He's eligible for parole in 10.
We really want this person out in the world again?
Ming became eligible for release July 6, 2010. What do you think I'm going to say next?
How old was he?
60.
Okay. I know he got out. By the way you're looking at me.
No, I didn't. I was just trying to throw you off.
Oh, good.
But thankfully, he was denied parole, and the presiding judge, Janie Walker Jasper, ruled that he was to be incarcerated indefinitely as a dangerous sexual predator.
Okay.
So she said, no more chances. You're in forever.
Can they do that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Love it.
Great. I should have done that first.
A judge who looked at something and
Right.
said, you know what? No, this person shouldn't get out.
Yeah. So he has never really taken responsibility for his actions or felt remorse. He even went as far as to tell Mary, quote, even if I'm caught and put in prison for 25 years, don't think I'm going to forget about you. When I get out, I'll go after you. And if you're dead, I'll go after your kids.
Okay. That right there is
We just
gonna
gonna keep him in.
denied parole right there.
Denied.
Like, well,
Yep.
no, I mean, he's obviously mentally ill.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't like writing her letters all the time. Well, not that they'd get out of the prison, but
The only time he even pretended to be remorseful was at his parole hearing.
Right.
When he started out by saying that he was an elderly man and in bad health and that he'd been a model prisoner, and he chalked up a nearly 2-month kidnapping and murder to just a schoolboy crush gone wrong.
he was like, you know what? That was my bad.
Oopsie.
I've grown.
It was just a schoolboy crush. I'm 60
Yeah,
now.
I've grown
you know.
since then.
I'm not going to do it again. I know I said I would, but
Even
I
though
won't.
keep threatening her.
I won't do it. Let me out.
Yeah.
No, but he's still alive and kicking and in prison.
Okay. And you know what? I'm
my
sure
story.
he has pen pals who write to him, who just love him.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
the world
Mary-
is full of sickos.
Mary forgave him, and although she didn't see him or anything, she still prays for him and every Sunday.
Yep. And no, for realsies, she probably is like praying for him.
Yeah.
And like in a nice way.
Yeah.
But like for me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm praying for him. Like for him to die.
Not a chance.
Swiftly.
No,
For,
get rid of him. Goodbye.
for someone in prison to take a knife out of their prison wallet and just, you know?
Yeah.
Also, just so many failings. How did that end up in there and nobody caught it?
Nobody searched him before court started.
Well,
I don't know. There's no rules in federal court.
Okay.
Just do whatever you want.
yeah, that was a frustrating one.
Yeah,
Thank
did
so
you
much.
like it?
I did. No, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah. I was very interested in that one. I was like, I just kept going.
Yeah.
And kept going. And I was like,
never stops.
what happened? Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's my story.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
I know the vibes were off in this story.
There it is. But the vibes are always on here with us.
Bye.
Love ya.
Love ya. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off, TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.